Guys. So today I just watched the movie Real Steel, and I was hoping, at some point they were gonna make the Real Steel 2. So I looked up on the internet if they were ever thinking about making a sequel to it, and what I found out is that it's been in the making for 3.5 years. I guess they're trying to um provide the right script, a couple scenes they're working on. Um, Hugh Jackson, I guess, is trying to work on a few of his parts in the movie. I don't really understand it. For any of you guys out there who are Real Steel fans, um, and they're talking about how it's slowly not, going to be that important. Right now, the fans of Real Steel are in, what's the word? They're intrigued to see a second Real Steel. And according to, the site I looked at, um, they're going to be making one. They're in the process of making Real Steel 2, but they're not sure how many people really want to see it anymore. They don't want it to depreciate, if that's the word. Um, I I really want to see the Real Steel 2. I don't think it'll ever really depreciate because, for one, Real Steel was a very good movie. Um, Great action, but also you can also see the timeline. You can see how things kind of played out. Um, you get a little bit of how the story um, came about, or it's not just about the robot or the robot fights. It's about let me think how to put this. Believing in yourself. Um, Fight for what you believe in. Um, Take care of your family. Um, and um, Real Steel is a good movie. I've seen a lot of movies, but I think that would be on my top 5. Number 1 for movies being Zombieland. Number 2 definitely being Real Steel. 3 I would have to say would be Captain America Civil War. 4 would be Suicide Squad, which also I'm intrigued to find out if they're ever planning on making a second Suicide Squad. Because Suicide Squad was a good movie, but I don't know, the storyline, I think they could have done more to it. I think that, everything in the movie was good. The storyline, they really played out how it all happened and where each villain came from, and then they do what they did. Um, I like how they were doing the part with Will Smith and his daughter, because that's, for a man as a criminal, for a career criminal like Will Smith, aka Deadshot, um, and then to try and take care of your family and your kids at the same time. And his daughter encouraging him to do the right thing. She doesn't she doesn't like what he's doing. She knows, and she just wants her father, Will Smith, aka Deadshot, to be okay. She just wants him to be safe, come home to her safely. Um, for those who've seen the movie, that's why she would step in front of Deadshot from shooting Batman, and in the part where they're in the building about to stop the witch, when she gives them visions of how she knows what they want, and it shows how Deadshot wants to kill. What he really wants is to kill Batman? No, that's not what he wants. I mean, that might be on his list, but in actuality, you could see from the timeline, not the timeline, the storyline, that all he wants is for his daughter to be proud of him, for her to do good in school, to protect her, to you know, um, so I kind of got confused with that part. Um, well, I can see where Harley Quinn, wants to get married to Joker, have a kid, and all that. That part was, I think, will be definitely along with the storyline of what she would really want. Um, Cause, and in the end, Joker, breaks into that high security prison and breaks her out. That's 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 love right there. Um, at first, you could see in the storyline he didn't really care for her. And then slowly, as it progressed, he really wanted to be with her. Um, but forget Suicide Squad. Let's get back to my list. Number five, I would have to say would be definitely Triple X 3, I believe it is. Return of Xander Cage. Uh, they really did that pretty good. I mean, the first one was good. The second one, State of the Union, was really good. But I think they did really well with the third one. Um, and actually, I think I'd have to bump Zombieland up to actually number 6, because number 1, I would think, would have to be Fast and Furious 7. Um, Even though, it was horrible that Paul Walker died. And then they end up replacing him with his brother, I think. Um, but I don't see how they can really do Fast and the Furious without him. Um, I, I just don't, because throughout the whole, every movie, he was there. He was in the movie. Um, from freaking the start to basically the end. And then come down to Fast and Furious 7, where he dies halfway through the production of the movie, and then they had to throw his brother in there. To think that um, people would never notice. I mean, it is very hard to notice, but you could definitely tell that that's not him. Um, because Fast and Furious 7, they can't do Fast and Furious without Vin Diesel and, wow. I, that pisses me off that I can't even remember the guy's name. Um, just like it pisses me off that Robin Williams committed suicide. Um, he was one of the funniest actors I've ever really seen throughout my life. Among him, of course, would be Adam Sandler, um, and many, many more. But now let's get back to the Real Steel, though. Um, I'm really intrigued on seeing Real Steel too. Um, I think they need to boost up the process of making this movie. Because Real Steel is the first one was good, but I don't like how they ended it. I thought there should have been more. So that's why I looked into it to see if there would ever be a sequel, and it turns out that there's going to be, but it's still in the making. Like, I know some movies take a long time to produce, to get certain actors, to get them to learn their parts and everything else. But 3.5 years, I don't know, I think that's a bit much. Um, I mean, I feel like since they're making us wait this long, it's gonna have to be good. It would have to be worth the wait. Because if we waited this long and the movie wasn't as good as we were hoping, it wasn't as good as the first one, then I don't see what the sense was waiting the whole time for. Why even bother making a sequel if you're not gonna, make it better than the first? Um, another movie I'm really intrigued to see is 47 Meters Down. I mean, supposedly critics are claiming um, best shark movie since Jaws. I don't think so. Jaws can never be replaced. It's unique. It's one of a kind. Nothing could be better or even close to as good as Jaws. Not Deep Blue Sea, not Sharknado, not Shark Attack, not this 47 Meters Down. Um, Classics are classics. That's why they're called classics. Um, you never can really recreate or say a movie is better than others. Because classics are good classics. That's why they're classics. I'm kind of rambling here because I'm trying to get my point across. Um, and this whole video was supposed to be dedicated just to talk about Real Steel. And here I am going off about other movies. Um, but subscribe at the bottom. I'll definitely be making more videos soon. Um, Powerhouse is no longer with us. He's moved on. So it's just your boy, Emoney G now. Like the video, subscribe, comment if you have any inquiries or questions about what I've talked about, or if you have any, just comments in general you want to make, what you think about it. all the movies I've mentioned, or even just the Real Steel part about them making the sequel. So, coming straight out 716, this your boy Emoney G. I'll catch y'all on another time.